Attention all doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality pre-sifted bromate free all purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Sheikh Lisha Limited, Warrenville, Conopia. Sheikh Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab our oasis, now why wait? Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab our oasis, now why wait? The greatest, the safest, oasis for sure. Oasis, it's purer than pure.
Children and Fatima. Oh, shut down. 5 million drug bust in 90.
Do I look to you like an insecure man?
The introduction. No, it real hot. And then, my coffee real hot tonight. Hello, good night, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Breaking Barriers live on IBN with Direct today. Assalamu alaikum, good evening. Oh God, half the coffee spill, you see? You see? We are live on Facebook Live, YouTube, IBN, and Breaking Barriers. We're live on your television sets, Amplayer, Flow, Digicel, Tego TV, app, and Green Dot, and Airlink. If you go outside, you might see Winnie Savannah too.
Very good, man.
All right. Together with me tonight, we have a viewer, the farmer, the fisherman of St. Augustine himself. You can say his name?
Mr. Moody,
Oh,
man.
Moody.
Yeah, call his name, man.
Right, Uncle Moody. And of course, to my left, as always, is the elderly gentleman, the aged Uncle
Very
Nazim.
good, man. Assalamu alaikum and good night, everyone. Welcome again. Rainy Wednesday. Early this morning, rain. Good weather to stay home. Man, I cover watch cricket. Good match, India versus South Africa. Boss match. All right. So, folks, it have so much to talk about tonight. So much. So, but before we get into it, there are two medical commitments we have. We just want to highlight it. The first one I will go with is Dr. Miriam. That's the doctor who did the surgery in India. The funds were raised. The mother donated the liver. A liver transplant was done to the daughter. She got the part, or I don't know how they do the whole operation. The mother was the donor. The mother is outside now, who recuperating in the hotel, and the daughter is still at the hospital. She has to get accustomed with the medication before they could. She's still in ICU. And the other one is that a gentleman from South. If we could put it up, guys, where we have the gentleman from South. He is a cancer patient.
Zoom out, zoom out.
Zoom out a little. That is the part is seen there is his chin. Now he needs help to see about this cancer treatment. So anyone who is willing to help this gentleman, Sheikh Mohammed is his name. The account number is 660026108731 at Republic Bank Savings. So anyone who wishing to help him, please do so. As you can see, too many people coming on with cancer these days. Too many people. I don't know if it's as a consequence of the Vaccine, boy, Richard, you think that had anything to raise them cancer cells?
Could be anything, boy.
Eh?
Could be anything.
Boy, I believe that vaccine mashed me up too. So, anything is possible. So, what we're going to start with, we had the home invasion. Did it pass today, or did it pass through the Senate, or we have to wait before we get clarification on it?
I'm not sure. I was unable to double check anything today. I know it was passed in the lower house. I know it was debated in the Senate. I don't know if the debate is finished.
All right, guys, let's show the home invasion that happened in Barataria, and let's, you have to look at it. If you, inside your house, your castle, and you see someone, or you hear someone, and on your camera you actually see the person trying to come in your house, what will you do if you're in that position? Let's see the video. Because this thing is unbearable now. They think they have a free right to come in your house whenever they want. And the opposition, I don't know, like they there for just opposing. Faris Al-Rawi talking about squatters. Squatters, what's going to happen to squatters? And it in South is Faris, you forget you went up for San Fernando West, and the majority of home invasions is in South. So people, all you remember Faris, remember him from now for when he come around the next election that he didn't support this home invasion bill. He don't care about the South people. He only care about only when it's election time for vote. So show him when he come around. Guys, we have that video ready? Well, while we're waiting on that, Richard, you have anything you want to add to this, the home invasion?
Well, look, the video is up.
All right, watch this video.
Where is this again?
Barataria.
Recently, this week.
Yes, the third, today. And it looked like in broad daylight too. Why is the camera showing so clean? All right, let's see. Watch. Watch, eh? Here now, they walk with, I can't call that word on TV. You might have to call it, Richard.
Bigfoot?
Yeah, I can call that.
A Bigfoot?
Yeah. I can't call that. Watch, the prize opening people though. Two of them, watch, one. Here now, man. If they have a window upstairs and I see them downstairs, boy, I put a hot water, I throwing it on the head. One pot of hot water. That I wonder if the water will hot so fast. and burn them. Boy, them personal, boy. I don't know, and parents, and I don't know how, well then again, some parents mightn't know, but some parents know their children in this slackness. And they just condone it. That is the issue I have. Parents condoning things like this. But what you going to do? That is how the life goes. Guy, we have a little clip with Maduro and Trump. Just a still picture, so the place heating up. Or it's not heating up?
I find it's the same.
Yeah, no, that's them.
I find it getting kind of warm now. Because for Trump to stop flights that are no-fly zone, that is kind of aggravating the Venezuelans to a point. But who is going to strike first? I know you, man, just predict things.
I'm not predicting that.
You're not predicting this one? You're afraid?
Nobody's striking anybody. Nobody's striking anybody. Me and Muri on the same boat on this one.
No, but I know America's sitting down and waiting for Maduro to make the first mistake. All that grand charge he have outside there, he's waiting for Maduro to make the first mistake. And when he make the first mistake, that give him the ammunition to just go in. Nah, they ain't going to sign up. They want Maduro out of there at all costs. So he plane pack up on the tarmac already to rumble. Call the pilot and out of there. All right, we have a next guy. We have one with Brian Manning. Right. What Brian Manning? Brian Manning makes the most idiotic experiment that the home invasion bell will turn TNT into a wild, wild west. For the last 9 years, we were in what, Gunsmoke?
Yeah.
This is Wild Wild West. Where we were in Gunsmoke?
Yeah.
Na-
One of the mob scenes where gangsters rule the streets and terrify the citizens in their home. That's what we was on now, you know, gang rule.
and all of a sudden now, and some other of his colleagues using the same thing about Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
So we were at the mercy of the criminals
Yeah.
with the PNM regime in the last more than 9 years.
Yeah. You enter your house, you had to open the gate, you had to drive in, come back out, lock it back, go and park, take out your key, open the front, the burglar proof, walk in, open the door, close burglar proof behind you, close door behind you, a life you live in.
Well, it had to be like a prison. You had 2 gates.
Yeah.
When you come in the first one, you close the one
You're now
the
open.
first one.
Yeah.
And then you open your second gate and then go in. So you're already living in prison inside your house.
Yeah.
How you enter into is like full prison.
Yeah. But they want to say the bill when enacted will open us up to the wild, wild west.
I don't know.
Let me tell you, I don't understand where they were living all the time. But what the bill does is gives us the authority to protect ourselves. To borrow from your language just now, the castle, protect the castle, protect your family, protect your loved ones. And as you rightly pointed out, something we've discussed on this show ad nauseum, is to, you don't have to use a gun. You could use a tricanal, a term I learned from you.
A poignard.
You could use hot water.
Yeah.
You could use oil. It does not matter. It does not matter. It gives you the authority to protect yourself. That is all. In fact, next week or so, I want to go into some detail, as I've done before. I want to look at what has eventually passed, what is now law, and get into some detail about it. As I've done before on this bill, but when it becomes an act of parliament, I want to do it again with the terms and references in the act. Because there's a lot of misinformation. For example, this question raised by the former Attorney General about what happened to squatters. Home is defined in the act.
All right, Richard. Let me just stop you for 1 moment. I was supposed to, sponsors are very important.
Yes.
Without these sponsors, you wouldn't be sitting on here. So firstly, let's welcome Tile Expression to the segment. For all your tile, ceramic, wall and floor tile, porcelain tile, quartz and granite countertops, tile accessories, glass mosaic, SPC flooring, you can check out Tile Expression, Ajuda Road, Warren of Monroe Road. Their number is 693-0015-223, Tile. For all your tiles, check Tile Expression. All right, sorry about that.
Well, my topic is a lengthy topic. I think we take the first break. When we come back, I'll open up the floor swinging, and then we could see where we land from there.
All right, guys, we're taking an early break. When we come back, then we'll introduce Neil Shaz, and Richard will go on his long journey.
Not alone, with you all, the viewers.
All right? Good night, guys.
if I live in South, may come all the way up here to
Yeah, it's a choice. They will have to transport. We will make alternative accommodation for somebody to collect it here.
pay taxes on that side. Any bank account, once it go in our personal bank account, even if it passes through, they go in and bring legislation. They go in and bring legislation to double, to triple check all them sole traders and things. Are we gonna announce that we could do a pre-recording then?
Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate.
Because they go air on Wednesday, so they will do it till
about
tomorrow.
Baraka.
Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab a Oasis, now why wait? The greatest, the safest, Oasis for sure. Oasis, it's purer than pure.
Chic Leisure Limited, making life easier. Our renowned great tasting vermicelli comes pre-cut in regular and parch, packaged to make preparation simple. Attention all doubles vendors and roti makers, try our high quality pre-sifted bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour, low price and conveniently packaged. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisure Limited, Warrenville, Conopia. Chic Leisure Limited, quality you can trust.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Sun and Main.
Hospital, they hear everything.
Hey, and the oh, look, we back on Richard.
We're back on, guys.
Before you go, Richard, let me first welcome Neil Shares to this segment. So for all your European vehicles, be it BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Range Rover, Volvo, Volkswagen, Audi, you can check out Neil Shares, supplier for all European car parts. If they don't have it, they will find it for you. They are located at 56 Eastern Main Road, Arouca. Telephone number 222-4078 and 646-4036 or 6800-734. So let's welcome Neil Shares to this segment. Okay, Richard.
Yes. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. So we're going to come out swinging tonight. Before I begin, I want to welcome and recognize some of the people who are consistent viewers, especially on the live, and they always interact with us. Asha Simmons, Orida, Auntie Afiza, Auntie Geeta, Jennifer, and so on. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. And Sharifa. Yes. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Good. Having said the usual greetings, let me get into the meat of the matter tonight. So every week, we have the task of looking at the public record, newspapers and so on, and determining what topic we wish to discuss. This week, something crossed my desk, which has rocked me to my core. And of course, as you all should know by now, things that rock me to my core include corruption, mismanagement of public funds, bullying, wastage of resources, and so on and so forth. In the recently held sitting of the Public Accounts Committee in Parliament, three major issues arose, which I want to touch on tonight. One is the powers, and perhaps maybe you all may agree with me when I'm done, the shortfalls of the Fair Trading Commission. Two, the wastage, mismanagement, and loss of 80 million TT dollars or $80 million worth in pharmaceuticals. And the final issue, which I've addressed on this show before, is the wastage or the potential wastage and lack of regulations in foreign exchange allocations, which we'll get into in a minute. So those are the 3 topics. So I've laid bare the 3 topics I want to address tonight. Let's start, guys, with the first slide. So this is the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee. This is a standing committee by the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And the chairman of the committee is ex officio, the Speaker of the House, Attorney at Law, Mr. Jagdev Singh. And at this committee, appearing on, no, it's not one sitting, okay? It's multiple sittings. They will sit again, I think, on the 22nd or the 23rd of January. So this one sitting is not the start and end. And I encourage people to go to the Parliament website and look at this sitting, all right? Look at the revelations for yourselves. This particular sitting invited the executive chairman of Exim Bank, the executive director of the Fair Trading Commission, representatives from the Pharmaceutical Association, and a relatively new entity called the Private
Pharmacy Association.
Yes, Private Pharmacy Association. And discussions took place, and as I pointed out, there are 3 issues that were revealed. Let's go to the other slide, guys. And no, the newspaper article, parliamentary questions. And I put it in order. So after that intro, the next thing should be a newspaper article. Mr. Singh is the photo. So is the heading I want to get at, guys. So one of the first things that was revealed, it didn't come up. One of the first things that was revealed is a complaint, a public complaint, that some pharmacies are not getting access to foreign exchange or the same access to foreign exchange as others. I don't know if you know this. You've touched on it before relative to retail of pharmaceuticals to Mount Hope. But I came to learn this through the session, that there are 3 major entities that own roughly 75% of the market, which is Aventura, that owns all the Superfarm branches and other pharmaceutical adjacent companies, I understand. Another company, it slipped me, and of course then the Pennywise.
It have Agostini. Smith Robinson.
Smith Robinson? All right.
I think Agostini was one, I think. But
Agostini was one. Okay. I defer to the public record, which is now part of the Parliament View website. But what the complaint was, and is, essentially, is those guys, those big guys, they get all of the foreign exchange. So they could bring in these pharmaceuticals in large quantities. And the small guys, they don't have that access to foreign exchange. So they have to buy from the big guys. And you can see where this is going. When they buy from the big guys, they have to retail to make a profit. And of course, the big guys, they get to sell off the shelves at a lower market value. So they sort of have a hold on the market. Now, we live in a free market economy. Anybody could buy and sell as they see fit. The issue I have is, how did these entities, in the first place, arrive at the position where they control 70 to 75% of the market, when we have a statutory appointed body geared towards preventing just that? That's my starting point for tonight. We have a body, or I understand it's Bryden, was the middle one. We have a body established in Trinidad and Tobago called the Fair Trading Commission, or the Fair Trade Commission. And it is set up by an act of parliament called the Fair Trade Act. And the role, function, and obligation of that body is, among other things, to prevent monopolies and to oversee mergers and to prevent anti-competitive agreements and so on. All right, that's from its legislative mandate. And its role and function is a statutory role and function, meaning it's a public entity. It's there to protect all the citizens, the best interests of the citizens. Let's go to the first slide, guys, and this is important. I want to start here tonight. I want to start, where does the money for that organization come from? Guys, let's go. Section 42 of the Act. The money and funding of that organization, it's a little blurry here, so let me just pull it up on my copy very quickly.
Clara, guys.
Yes, thank you. The funds of the organization, the resources, shall consist of, look at A. Are you dancing me all over the page now? Your funds, we had asked where your funds coming from tonight. Or just pick on it.
Just 1 second, we'll get it going. You could go ahead and read from yours, Richard.
Yeah.
In the meantime.
The funds of the organization comes from A, such amounts as may be appropriated by Parliament. B, any grants for special purposes that may be made available by the minister. And C, any other monies which may become payable to or vested to the Commission, respect of any incidental matters, functions there too. So A and B essentially is the public purse. It comes from the public purse. All right? The funds and resources of the Commission shall be applied for these expenditures. So they basically run their own show. They pay their staff, they rent in a building, etc., etc. Normal things with a public entity. So the Commission is funded by you, the taxpayers. Let's go to 6 now. General powers of the Commission. Next slide, guys. You have to zoom out, guys. The general powers of the Commission, Section 6 of the Act, for the purpose of discharging its functions under Section 5. Guys, you have to zoom out. Either that or you stay with me. The Commission may make an application to the court for the determination of a contravention of the Act. So let me be very clear. The Commission does not have to hold anybody necessarily accountable for breaching its laws or regulations. The Commission takes you to court, and the court handles that aspect. For the purposes of discharging its functions under Section 5, the Commission may make an application to the court for the determination of a contravention of this Act. The Commission's role is an investigative role. That's important. Let's go again. I believe Section 5 is the next one. There we go. So, because just now we looked at 5, it says go to 5. So, functions of the Commission. The function of the Commission includes A, and I want to go straight to I, Roman numeral I. Investigations in relation to the conduct of business as will enable it to determine whether any enterprise is engaging in business practices in contravention of this Act. And Roman numeral 2, other investigations as may be requested by any interested person. That's important. I'm going to come back to that later. Other investigations as may be requested by any interested person or as it may consider necessary or desirable in connection with the matters falling within the provisions of the Act. All right, let's go to, what is this, 5? I think we have to go to 7 now. So how does the Commission investigate? Well, that's an easy one. Section 7 of the Act says, 7 is the one before, guys. In pursuance of its functions under, that's 5, in pursuance of its functions under Section 5(1)(a), the Commission may investigate the affairs of a business enterprise. Guys, not that, If after consideration of a complaint from any person that the business enterprise is acting in contravention of this Act, the Commission is of the opinion that it is necessary that the affairs of such an enterprise may be investigated. The one you had up a minute ago is the
7.
the one you had up a minute ago is 7B and C. It of course does not say 7. You could go to it. On its own initiatives, I want to get into that. So here we go. So it may investigate on its own initiative, having regard to the facts available to it. It is of the opinion that the business enterprise is acting in contravention. And the last one is Section 9, which is simply the powers of search. For the purpose of ascertaining whether any person has engaged or is engaging in conduct constituting or likely to constitute a contravention of the Act, the Commission shall apply to the court for a warrant to require an authorized officer to enter and search the premises, inspect and remove for the purpose of making copies, any documents and so on. So you come back to me now. Let me just explain what all of that means in a nutshell. It has broad powers. Its powers are to investigate. It may investigate on complaint formally filed by a person, or it may investigate on its own volition. If it so deems and is of the opinion that somebody, a business enterprise, is doing something in contravention with the Act. In order for it to arrive at that conclusion, a person may not necessarily need to make a complaint, because the Act says they may do so on their own opinion if they have arrived at the conclusion that a business enterprise may be conducting business in contravention of the Act. And it's very important to understand that their role is an investigative and reporting role. They may investigate hundreds of businesses and not find anything, and that's fine. That's what they're being paid for, Section 42. That's what their role and function is. But what shocked me during the session, the parliamentary subcommittee section, is the revelation that this private pharmacy entity, this private pharmacy was a union, a committee, a commission? Association. This private pharmacy association wrote to the Fair Trading Commission, had meetings with the Fair Trading Commission, met with members of the Fair Trading Commission and the Ministry of Health, met with members of the state to address these concerns of what may be a contravention of the Act, what may be enterprises building a monopoly over the pharmaceutical industry. Maybe, I'm saying maybe, I don't know. I'm not the Fair Trading Commission. I can't draw that conclusion. And the Fair Trading Commission's executive director, guys, we have a photo. Let's get that up, please. We have a photo of the Fair Trading Commission.
Mr. Suchit.
Yes, Mr. Suchit. There we go. Narayan Singh. Mr. Narayan Singh confirmed in writing to, I think it's Mr. Suchit is the Pharmacy Association president, confirmed in writing to him that they were of the considered view, that they were of the opinion, preliminary opinion, that something may be require investigating here. All right, look at all of his qualifications. He's a lawyer, masters, two LLMs. Look at that.
Loaded, boy. Loaded.
Yeah, locked and loaded. Intelligent man. Right, okay, come back to me now. And go to the other slide. Go to the other slide with the Fair Trading Commission. Look at their, how do you call this? Their chart, their reporting chart. The executive director is way up there. The only thing higher than him is the board itself, is the chairman and Fair Trading Commission themselves, the commissioners themselves. The corporate sec is below him, the internal auditor. There's another section in the Act that points to the Auditor General being an auditor. And of course, all of their departments, their accounts, research, legal, and so on and so forth. But look how high the executive director is. All right? He wrote a letter, come back to me now. He wrote a letter confirming that there was something requiring investigation here. I know what he told the Pharmaceutical Association, the Private Pharmacy Association. Go and make a complaint. Go and make a formal complaint. But that's not what the Act says. The Act says if they have information and draw the conclusion based on information that there may be an enterprise engaging in activity in contravention of the Act, they may investigate. And they have all these powers of search, which the private association does not have. Yet the Fair Trading Commission gave them an entire list of things to acquire that one could not possibly acquire in the private sector. Because remember, the association, the Pharmacy Association, is a private body. They don't have powers to search. They can't enter another private entity. They can't enter your pharmacy and seize your accounts, make copies of your registration documents. They can't do that, all right? But the Fair Trading Commission could. Section 9 of the Act says it could. So I was shocked. I think you have one more slide of the Fair Trading Commission website. Bring that up, please. I think that deals with the complaint. There we go. How do you lodge a complaint? So I looked at it. I looked at how does one lodge a complaint, because I wanted to understand the parameters, the necessity, the incessant attitude of the executive director to receive a complaint. And I looked at what amounts to a complaint. And would you believe it? You could send a complaint by email to info@TNT, well, that should be Fair Trading Commission, ftc.org. And for additional information, these are the numbers to contact and so on. So, and this is, please be advised, you can also, and if I am to understand what happened at the hearing correctly, the Private Farmers Association did submit, I think it's 75 pages or 78 pages of a complaint, 11 pages being a substantive complaint and the balance being attachments. But they did submit that. That is what led to the letters that I spoke about earlier, where the executive director wrote to the Mr. Suchit. That is what caused the parties to have discussions with the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Health and all of that. So that complaint does not have to be the complaint form on the website. We just looked at the website that says you may also send an email to this email address. Please be advised that you can also. So a complaint could be an email sent. It does not have to be a complaint form. The Act says nothing about filling out a complaint in any prescribed form. So there is no requirement on any citizen, on any business enterprise, to formally lodge a complaint. It might be better, it might be easier, but the dodge and weave of the Fair Trading Commission, I note with great disdain that what they did is they placed an unnecessary hurdle and burden in front of the association, the Pharmacy Association, while recognizing that there is a legitimate cause for concern going on in this country. As the first point I wish to raise and draw to the nation's attention. The second point I wish to address is, let's go to the next slide in the line, guys. The second point I wish to address, well, this was supposed to be earlier. This is an article dealing with the gentleman. This is, I think, the president of the, or chairman of the private association.
Glenwayne Suchit.
Yes, there we go. So next slide, please. Next slide. Well, all right, so yeah. Okay, so the Parliamentary Committee questions Exim Bank over potential foreign exchange abuse. I want to deal with this one last. Let's go again. There we go, this one. This is the announcement that $80 million of, how do you call it, pharmaceuticals expired.
Taxpayers' money.
Right? Let's read. Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo lamented that some $80 million in pharmaceuticals and non-pharmaceutical supplies has expired at NIPDEC. Now, NIPDEC is also a public entity. Suppliers to the public health system from 2020 to 2025, as he spoke to the media review in the House of Representatives on June 23rd of June. He blamed this wastage on the lack of an integrated inventory management system, an ongoing problem for the last 10 years. He assured that the government will fix the problem. The minister revealed that to store both these expired items plus active pharmaceuticals was costing the state $123,000 per month. So there's a cost that we incur just to store the pharmaceuticals that needs to be dumped. Saying taxpayers were not getting enough bang for their buck, he said that reform will come. He vowed to review the drug procurement processes and supply. Let's go next page. Right, and supplies. These were $617 million in 2015, $507 million in 2016, and $531 million in 2017, and so on and so forth. All right, the minister said Swara had paid $63,000 per month to rent a generator to power a device called an autoclave. Hope I pronounced that right, which uses high-pressured steam to sterilize medical instruments, giving a total record sum of 1.5 million. The minister said the generator could alternatively have been provided by TNTech. As you know, TNTech has generators on standby, if only SWARA had engaged them. And these are one aspect of the unnecessary spending. I wouldn't say wastage, unnecessary spending occurring in the public health sector. Go again, guys. Go again, guys. No. Next slide. Next slide. Next one.
The long and short of this, Richard,
Yeah.
all this mismanagement, did ever hold anybody accountable for this?
Yeah. So I think legislation has to be put in place to address that. Because first we have to identify the cause of the mismanagement, if it was intentional or not. So the last topic we have is the Exim Bank. So I'll just do that.
All right, before you go, let me
And then we can take the break. But go ahead, yes. I was going to invite you to do that.
Let's welcome Fruitopia to this segment here. So for all your Fruitopia drinks, you can contact SM Jalil, fruit punch, the passion fruit, the guava pineapple. So for all your Fruitopia drinks, you can check your supermarket, supplied by SM Jalil and Company. All right, yeah, you could.
Let me do the last one and then...
All right, then you take a break?
Take the break, yeah.
All right, guys, do you Exim Bank you're dealing with?
Yeah. So it has to be made clear that $80 million is no joke. $80 million in wasted pharmaceutical is no joke. Because how often does one go to the public healthcare sector and told, well, we don't have this or we don't have that? So it's disheartening to know that there's $80 million of that wasted.
You know how much stent that could have buy?
Panadol, needle, gloves,
yes, they don't have the
masks,
correct needles and all these
the
things.
sheets for the bed.
They could have buy proper chairs for the doctors. I was at Mount Hope recently, and here now, these doctors don't have proper chairs to sit on. You know what I mean? So all them things they could have be buying for the doctors and to make people who suffering a little more, easier for them to get medication. So all that medication at a dump.
Yeah, and remember the dumping of it will come at a cost because this is not something you just go and dump in a garbage bag. You have to dispose of it, exactly. It is hazardous materials. You have to dispose of it very carefully. So that will come at a cost by itself. So the former Minister of Health really has to step up to the plate and answer some serious questions. Don't know where he is.
He looking for Iberia.
I was going to say he crying on a street corner.
All right. Guys, let's just welcome Satko to this segment here. Satko, for all your smart bulbs, we have Starfish new Wi-Fi bulbs. We have the Wi-Fi smart plug 2-pack. We have Starfish Wi-Fi. Bring it up a little closer for my guy, please. So for all your lights and fixtures, you can check Atlantic Trading. Number is 663-9732. 663-9732. Okay, Richard.
Right.
You wanted the one with the slide you had just previous to that, guys. The one with
the newspaper article.
Right.
Yeah, there we go. So Parliament Committee questions Exim Bank over potential forex abuse. Now, it's very important that we set out the foundation for this before we get into it. And this is something I've addressed on this show before. And I'll briefly introduce the point before I get into it. Foreign exchange in this country is at a difficult, attainable point. I'm not saying there is a shortfall. I'm not saying there is a shortage. I'm saying it's difficult for the regular man on the street to access foreign exchange. Last time you travel and you went to your bank, how much you got?
200.
Last time you travel and you went to your bank, how much you got? You didn't get none. Last time I went, them tell me I couldn't get any. Your credit card, US limit, which is a credit on US currency, so not the physical dollar you may get in the bank, a credit on US currency, that has been reduced, slashed, cut in half, or every month one of the banks issuing a notice.
It was 3,000 and it carried down to 1,500.
Yeah, some people have $500 US on their card. So it is a difficult it is a difficult circumstance to absorb when one gets to learn that foreign exchange is readily available to a certain class of individual. And that is what takes place through Exim Bank and the other commercial enterprises. And I'll get into that. So I'm not singling out Exim Bank here, although I do believe their regulations ought to be at a higher standard. It's a level playing field. I lay the blame on all banks. Let's be honest with ourselves first. Nothing stops an enterprise or a company or a business in Trinidad from having relatives abroad open a company, a supply company abroad. Nothing stops that company abroad from purchasing items straight from the manufacturer, producing invoices, valid invoices, and selling it to companies and enterprises in Trinidad. Explain it in simpler terms. John lives in Arima. John opens a company called John Limited. John Limited sells gloves, plastic gloves. So John goes to the Arima General Hospital. So he lives. He says, okay, I have a company. I could supply you with 500 gloves per week. John's nephew and brother migrated to the US some time ago. John's nephew and brother opens a company called John Jr. And John Jr. buys gloves from Walmart. 17 cents a glove, they buy in wholesale. Nothing stops John Jr., a US-based company, from issuing invoices to John Limited in Trinidad. And John Limited goes to the banks with that and says, I am the supplier for Arima General Hospital of plastic gloves, and I'm bringing in these items and I need foreign exchange. The money goes to John Jr. in the US, and of course that's relative to relative, or family to family. And of course there's profit either way. There's no regulation that stops that now. There may be checks for it. One may check a relative, one may check and ask you on the form if you are doing business with this enterprise for the first time, if you're related, if you're connected. But there is no real test. There is no real check and balance, especially if it's not as clear-cut as a direct relative. It might be a friend. It might be somebody who you can't pinpoint on paper. It might be somebody you have an arrangement with. And that's a major flaw in the current system. Another major flaw, and this one was revealed in the committee, another major flaw is nothing stops John Limited, let's stay with the example, from going to Exim Bank, from going to Scotia Bank, from going to FCB, from going to, who else did I have, GMMB, from going to Republic Bank, all the banks with the same invoice. Nothing stops him from going to all of these enterprises where he has, all these banks, where he has accounts, business accounts, and saying, listen, I am the supplier, this is my contract to supply, I have this invoice, and I need foreign exchange. Nothing stops him, as the chairman, Speaker of the House, Mr. Singh said, from double dipping, triple dipping, quadruple dipping. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So while persons and enterprises, companies have free rein to access foreign exchange in this country, and while we focus on pharmaceuticals today, I've addressed this ad nauseum, especially when it comes to foreign use parts, vehicles, and simple living expenses. While people struggle to get foreign exchange today, that is what is going on at Exim Bank and those other enterprises. And just to cut the long story short, because the Exim Bank executive director gave an explanation about this, about the invoice numbers and so on. Let me be very clear. The regulator of this foreign exchange enterprise in Trinidad and Tobago is the central bank. And the regulator, being central bank, has also issued concerns about foreign exchange trading. And the Minister of Finance has issued requested a report about foreign exchange trading over the last 10 years. So I'm waiting, I'm excited. I need to see the results of that report. And I need to see where the foreign exchange is going all the time. Because if nothing was stopping these companies and these guys from double dipping and triple dipping and quadruple dipping, then who knows where that foreign exchange really went? Who knows what the money was really used for? And I started off by saying there is no real shortage, okay? There is no real shortage because it's available to them. It's just not available to you.
Yeah, because it could be that one set of people sending one invoice, let's say for 100,000 US,
Exactly.
going to different banks, and at the end of it, they collect 500,000 US.
Correct. And they rarely bring in the item.
Yes.
So they rarely bring it in. So they may have a BL.
Yeah.
They may have customs clearance documents. So they may rarely bring in that 100,000 worth in items. But the other 400,000, where that going? Where that going?
That's sashing away.
That may be why some people house big, touching the sky. That may be why some people have only Porsche, Cayenne, and Macan in the driveway.
Yeah, but our
While I went to school in PTSD bus.
the next thing, you have 400,000 US available.
Mm-hmm.
People are willing to pay $8.50. You selling?
Oh, I understand that point. Yes, that's a
You
great
selling?
point. Yeah.
You have
Yes.
US to sell.
You have a side business.
Yeah, you making money out of it.
Yeah.
You know the avenues to get back more.
Yeah.
All right, before we go to the, let me just welcome Extra Care. Extra Care products for all your hand sanitizer, shower cream, repairing shampoo. You have Total Energy, all the creams you need. Richard, which one you try? Because your hand look like it really wants some cream, eh?
You find
All
so?
right, yeah. Or sandpaper, which one? All right, bye.
Sandpaper?
Yeah. So let's welcome Extra Care to this segment, courtesy Atlantic Trading. Okay, Richard. Yeah, so that US thing, they need to address that. They really need to address that.
Especially where we're going to throw away 80 million TT dollars worth in pharmaceuticals. Obviously, some, if not most, of that was purchased using foreign exchange.
Right.
Whether it was purchased directly by the Ministry of Health and stacked, or whether NIPDEC purchased it here in Trinidad from a retailer is not my concern. The point is, that was money that ought to have been better spent in a number of things, fixing road, water access, schools, and so on.
Yeah, but
The foreign exchange point, yeah.
No, you must NIPDEC rent a warehouse, right?
Yeah, well, multiple, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we must have somebody who have an idea with the stocks and all that, or all the pharmaceuticals.
Right.
So at least if we have, say, 2 months inside when you make your next order, so we wouldn't have that bulk
Yeah, that's
of
surplus.
pharmaceutical sitting there just to be expired, and you have to dump. So somebody, they just order in, maybe some friend, family, through NIPDEC.
You're touching a point. I would like to wait until the committee resumes and looks at the findings and says something, but you're touching a point that I have anticipated. You're touching a point I've anticipated. Because where that 80 million is concerned, NIPDEC is really the people that have to answer that charge. NIPDEC is really the people who have to be held accountable. Because if something is going to expire, let's say 6 months from now, were there not accounts, checks, balances, regulative measures to see that, to foresee that?
Everything is computerized.
And then if that was the case, then what is the public interest argument that prevented them from releasing the drugs into the market at a reduced cost so that we're not wasting 80 million? We would have at least broken even, probably.
You know how much time people go and they do have the medication? They
Yeah.
don't have this.
Yeah.
In the hospital,
Yeah.
they're telling you sometimes they buy your own Panadol and come. They don't have needles. They
Yeah.
have some needles, some fat needles they're taking out blood with. When it had the normal needle to take off blood. When I went the last time and I watched the size of the needle, I asked them, "Are sure are you using the correct one?" They said they do have the needles extract blood.
Yeah. How can you justify that? How can you justify that?
So, somebody had to take the fall for this. But then again, in Trinidad, that doesn't happen. I don't know. I just say legislation has to be passed, or we have legislation for that. That mismanagement.
Yeah. Well, we do have legislation to treat with mismanagement of public funds and misbehavior in public office. But there needs to be a finding of that, a finding of fact that somebody has misbehaved in public office so grossly, so negligently, that there needs to be some sort of sanction or penalty. But we'll get to that at another time.
Right. Let's not. So you want to take a break?
I
now,
think we should
Thomas?
go to the break. Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll indulge the callers.
The power. To shatter the strongest. Conquer the indestructible with Ronex collection of angle grinders.
Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab a Oasis, now why wait? Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab a Oasis, now why wait? The greatest, the safest, Oasis for sure. Oasis, it's purer than pure.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Southern Main Road, Cunupia.
Chic Leisure Limited, making life easier. Our renowned great tasting vermicelli comes pre-cut in regular and parch, packaged to make preparation simple. Attention all doubles vendors and roti makers, try our high quality pre-sifted bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour, low price and conveniently packaged. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisure Limited, Warrenville, Cunupia. Chic Leisure Limited, quality you can trust.
we come on. Yeah. Hello, welcome back. All right. So Richard, what do you think about the TikToker?
Well, we spoke about it on this show, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, about whether or not these social media, I call them social media cloud chasers, not influencers, social media cloud chasers, what they're doing amounts to sedition. We went through the act, we dissected the act and all of that. And a lot of people came on social media, on my account, and was, saying, well, how come they haven't been charged yet? And 2 days later, I think 2 of them were charged. And in today's newspaper, I read that the TikToker Aliana Samaru pleads guilty to threatening the Prime Minister. Here we go. And a Ruka woman who appeared on TikTok calling on Venezuela president to kill the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago pleaded guilty before Shoguna's magistrate and will be sentenced on December 18th. Samaru of Laurel Hill Extension 5 Rivers entered the plea on December 3rd. The magistrate, of course, accepted the plea, exercising his emergency powers and so on and so on and so forth. And this is the important part. Her mother, Elizabeth Vasquez Rosales, issued a public appeal for forgiveness, saying she hoped the arrest taught her daughter not to disrespect the Prime Minister or Parliament. And of course, it goes on to the point of law, which I addressed before, about the distinction between freedom of speech versus sedition, and freedom of speech as opposed to threatening the life of another, any other, and of course threatening the life of specifically the Prime Minister. So you come back to me now, and we went into the different types of offences that one may fall ill of by making those similar comments. So I hope that as a result of this charge, this plea, and of course the sentencing that will shortly happen, as a result of that and my dissection of the laws to you, the public, I hope that this now comes to an end, or at least depreciates rapidly. The final point I wish to make is that nothing stops you from being critical of the state or any person or the public or business, anything. But there is a far gap, there is a chasm between what those cloud chasers did and what is socially acceptable. You can make critique, you may make fair comments, you may make dissective statements and investigative reporting, but you may not simply call on the Prime Minister or the President of a foreign republic to kill or harm other members of your country, especially not your government.
But Richard, the first, how should I say it? The first person who voiced that on air, right? Jump over your fence and deal with them. How come the police hasn't reached her home as yet?
Yeah.
Because that statement she made is after that, and now you see it come to bear fruit.
Yeah.
That is exactly what they're doing. Yeah. So I want the police to go view that video and take the appropriate steps. Because she make it quite clear who to target.
And the Sedition Act specifically addresses persons who create dissent against a particular group, whether it be race, religion, and base, and so on.
So sometimes I in my yard and I kind of worried.
Yeah, sometimes
I fall in that category, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So something has to be done about her.
Yeah.
Something has to be done. So let's see
Guys,
how long they will
phone
wait.
line, please.
Or let's put up the phone lines. Yeah, and Richard, this while we are waiting the callers, the ban, the FET Association, they call them?
Yeah, the Fetters Association.
Fetters Association wants the Prime Minister to reconsider the ban on using stadiums and all properties owned by NIPDEC. Is that? UDCOT, right. UDCOT. So, what do you think about that?
Well, they say that this will affect the economy and affect 100 or 1,000 service providers, and the parties will have to be cancelled and so on. And doesn't affect me, doesn't bother me. I can't see any reason why the Prime Minister of the government will recant or reconsider their view or their policy on this.
All these fed people, right? All of them who want to go and spend their money, waste their money. When we had a Minister of Finance raising the price of gas so much,
4 times, I think.
how come nobody make a call to do something about it
Yeah,
en masse?
yeah,
You understand? Maybe it's their party in power. You understand?
yeah.
All right, we have a caller in the line. Hello, good night, caller.
Assalamu alaikum and a very, very good evening to you, gentlemen.
Wa alaikum assalam and good evening.
And I owe you two big gratitude and thank you for helping me keep this alive. I was the one. I want a credit for this. I prefer cash. But anyway, that was supposed to be
Yeah.
breaking the ice.
Right.
But I am glad that you are keeping it alive because I have been keeping it alive in all programs I could get onto because these people took the cue and they really jump in the fence and they really jump in the wall and they're dealing with me.
Right.
And I hope the authorities do something. What is good for one is good for all. Thank you. All the best. Have a great evening.
Yeah, man. Correct. I agree with him. Can be one
correct.
set of people who put in the top. Anybody could be white, black, yellow, green, whosoever. Do it. Stand the consequences.
I agree.
That is what that be. Right? No, we didn't talk about St. Vincent election, boy. Gonzalez, boy.
Yeah, licks.
I see
You would.
I see a picture of Gonzalez after the election. If he was 75 and the picture they took out, he looked like about 95. Daleks make him age immediately.
Is it confirmed he's the only MP from the
Yeah,
party?
he's the only one.
That's confirmed?
He's the only one. We have a caller here. Hello, good night, caller.
Yeah, looks like a 33 tree, boy.
Yeah,
Hello.
good night.
Good night.
Yes, good night, Mr. Jagged, sir.
Good night.
I've been watching all this show for years and years, right? First time caller, you know? But
Glad to have you, glad to have you.
I want to get some advice on something, man. I worked with that company in Amsterdam for 20 years, right? I was fired for, unlawfully then, right? It went through the court and whatever, and no police never show up. The case called 6-7 times, right? And the case show up, right? But now it's like since 2004, right? And for my 20 years, for 15 years, I was a supervisor, right? I want to know if I could do anything right now, that I could do anything, right? As you are a lawyer, I want to know, you know?
Yeah, uncle, you could do plenty things. You could call me, and we could meet and we could discuss. So I wouldn't give you my number here on air, but stay on the line, and those guys will give you my number. You could call back when the show is complete, and we could have a quick chat. All right?
Okay, then.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
All right, we got it. We have a next caller. Hello, good night, caller.
Hello, good night.
Good night.
Yes, man. I call in from Kukuri.
All right.
Yeah. I want to tell you that it had an article in the papers where the former Minister of National Security, Fitzgerald Hines, he had an article in the papers where he said he wants his members and his supporters to take a Balizate state and drive it in them wicked UNC hat.
Yes, that Fitzgerald Hines did. I remember when he made that statement.
Yes, them wicked UNC hat and things, and kill them vampires, because all of them from
the lagoon,
from the Murphy Lagoon,
exactly.
and all kind of things. And soon after that, they make him the Minister of National Security.
Well, and you see what happened to us after they did that.
Yeah.
We went straight down in the gutter.
Right. Rowley was the man who tell Munilal he go meet him on the pavement.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
And all these kind of things, and people supporting that. Yeah.
well, boy, everybody does support their party. Eh? That is part for the cause. So,
Yeah, but we just support the truth.
well, exactly. You just have to pick the sense from the nonsense and move on. All right, thank you very much.
All right, guys, our phone lines are open. You could contact us.
All right, for all those who are interested in vehicles, we have on the Komponga ROC, you can get your Fiedler wagon, your Vizel, and we have 5 notes. If you're interested, you can call 794-794-6862. 794-6862. Robert will be answering the phone. Okay, we have a caller in the line. Hello, good night, caller.
Yeah, Jim, good night. Richard, good night.
Good night, Charlie Bell.
Yeah, listen, every week, we have to be trying to educate these PNM supporters. Last week, it was the difference between a threat and a statement. This week, we had to educate them about a radar. They don't know what is a radar. People have to tell these people everything, right? They can't go and research something for once in their life. Listen, the woman doing things to try and help this country, to try and get rid of the drug trade. That is what the woman trying to do. But apparently there are certain big people in this country that don't want that to happen now. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? People already take it down now. The woman now coming to power, she had a time that she fixed what she had to fix now. Take it down a little bit.
All right,
And
Charlie.
here, before I go, fellas, before I go, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Any? Yeah, I don't make my forget all gone, you know. Yeah, I don't want to take up too much of the time.
Oh, God, that radar throw
Yeah,
you
boy.
off, boy. That radar throw you off
Yeah.
bad, boy.
But, no, remember, hey, fellas, hear this, right? Hear this, before I go. I was watching the news, right? And you know there's not the poll question.
Mm-hmm.
And I see they was asking on mainstream media on the poll question if other unions should renegotiate after accepting the 4% for 10%. And I find that is very disrespectful to the government. Because if the PNM was in power or they accept 4%, let us want to go and renegotiate now for the rest of percentage where the other people stand up for and now they get the 10%. That's the point I was trying to bring to you.
Right, but
And I find that very disrespectful for the mainstream media to be pushing this narrative onto the people.
yeah, but
They need
Charlie,
to get their together now.
you have to remember that they believe that PNM was going to win the next election. So they take the 4% and they know that the PSA, the government will pressure them into accepting that too.
That's you have to understand something, right? If me and you have an agreement, that agreement signed and that deal done, you know.
Yes.
You can't come and tell me you want to renegotiate for that same period for the next 6%.
I agree with you. I agree with you totally. The only way that could have make sense is if in the agreement that they sign off with the other unions, that is, if they say that if any union get more than 4%, then we will have to come back to the bargaining table. If they don't put a clause in that.
They don't have that.
And if they do have that clause.
No, but remember if it had a clause in that, that would have been public, you know.
No, but that's what I mean.
The PNM, but the PNM came out and say it's 4% or nothing.
Right.
That's what they come out and say, and that's what they accept.
Right, I agree with what you're saying. They did accept it, and they didn't put a clause that if any other union get more than the 4%, then we will have to renegotiate or get the same. They didn't put that. So they had to take the 4% and stay quiet and renegotiate on the next collective agreement.
Exactly. And I find people looking at the government now on that free-for-all hand out there, and they need to stop that. Or they sign all the agreement, take it and cool it now.
Correct.
You know,
Yeah.
Or enjoy the night.
Yeah, cool man, you too.
Yeah, they're looking at the government as
a
hungry dog and the bone drooling.
Hello, good night, caller.
Hi, good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Okay, so I want to say how very shocked I was listening to that the committee meeting, and I was about the Fair Trading Commission. They were supposed to investigate complaints, and I know I have been Mr. Suchit very often on television, talking about the lack of correct, so on. So I am glad that all this is exposed. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are hearing you. We are hearing you. Go ahead.
Yes. So I am glad that this is being exposed, finally, and that it will be addressed. Because why would companies, own 75% of this industry? It is very questionable. And the PNM supporters and many members of the have been asking where they get money for this, where they get any money for that. But the mere fact that there has been so much wastage in almost every ministry. If the wastage is addressed, it will alleviate the problem. I am hoping that this is addressed because, Uncle and Mr. Jagger, you all hear ever so often people complain about drugs and not getting drugs. And how could they have $80 million worth of drugs just sitting there being allowed to expire? This thing is a real mafia,
I'm telling you,
it's a drug cartel that needs to be addressed.
We have the
I admire the way the House Speaker questioning the Fair Trading Commission, and I want to see that transferred in Parliament in dealing with some of those disrespectful PNM members of opposition. So, gentlemen, like you all, I am awaiting the report, and I am hoping that this entire problem with of lack of drugs in our pharmacy, in our hospitals, and so on, will be addressed for the benefit of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So thank you, and keep on doing a wonderful job. Good night.
Thank you, Kola. We have a drug mafia in the pharmaceutical company, and we have a drug mafia in the sea.
Yeah.
So what do we really have to do, man? Just know we have to watch up. They will be coming from space. Hello, good night, Kola. Hello, good night, Kola.
Yes, I like to get into your program.
Yeah, go ahead. You're live. Take off your TV.
All right. Just hold on a minute, sir.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Here what happened now, that the PNM the opposition is querying where the government get money.
Well, we seeing where the money. We seeing where the money went.
No, you know what happened, but Kamala went in the bank and take out money and get them boy.
Oh, shame, son. So how come she have access to the bank and Rowley and don't have access?
No. She take out from she private account boy.
Oh, so Rowley hide only one. Rowley hide.
Here what happening? All the ministers put up money and pay the back pay boy.
So what about Rowley and them? What Rowley and them do with their own?
But them kite in the African bank boy.
And the African
the
bank?
Bank from Africa. Yeah, the bank from Africa.
Oh, well, good. Well, all right. At least this government sharing. The last one, bank all, right?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, cool. All right, guys, let's go back to the previous ad, please. We didn't right, Rita. Let's thank Rita for the segment that go on there. The callers had us occupied. I didn't get chance. So for all your Rita products, you can check Atlantic Trading for your basil seed. We have the pomegranate. We have the soursop. You have a pineapple, dragon fruit. So for all your Rita products, you can check 663-83. No, what number you make me call, guys? That's our numbers, man. You have put Rita products number for me. Okay, so you can contact Atlantic Trading for all your retail products. Okay, let's go to the Miran. Miran was the next sponsor. All right, and let's welcome Miran Products. As you can see, all the containers offloading for the Christmas for Miran. So go to your supermarket where you can get all your Miran products. You have sugar, you have rice, you have oils, you have macaroni, you have, as you can see there, Uncle Fi's long grain parboiled rice. So for all your Miran products, check your supermarket. Distributor Rand's Trading. Okay, Richard, what we have next on the track? We run out of stuff?
No, I think we have the business backs bill.
Oh, yes. Let's go to that clip, guys, with the business backs the bill. Now, if I recall, this guy here, allegedly, I think, I know if I, you younger than me, by about 3 years, so you might know, you might remember. I think he was screened by the PNM in the last election, this guy here. So it's good to know, allegedly, I'm not sure, using the correct term there, right?
Yeah, I can't remember it though.
Right. It's good to know if that is the case where he was going up for PNM, that he's supporting the home invasion bill.
Mm-hmm.
So which means to say he cook. He has stand a chance in getting screened for anything in the PNM. He's supporting something that the government, UNC government is doing.
Yeah. But more than that, I think it's important to recognize that the business community is also supporting this bill. The only people who don't support the bill are criminals. The only people who don't support the bill are criminals who or those who are likely to earn income from criminals.
So wait. So what you're saying that the opposition who not supporting this bill, they could be classified.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's not what I'm saying?
No.
All right, I will stop right there. Right?
Yeah, thanks.
I will stop right there. Good. So
it does not make sense for anybody, law-abiding citizen, to have a problem with the bill. The only people you're entitled to shoot are people who has invaded your home. That's why it's called the home invasion bill. Change up the words a little bit, and the only people you can shoot is the people who invade your home. The only people who have a problem with that is people who want to unlawfully enter my home.
And so what about Mr. Colport bicycle rider? He say a lot of his constituents or people in the area
are offended by the bill.
Offended because the bill targeting one kind of people.
Yeah, it does. It targets criminals.
Right.
The bill targets criminals, criminality.
And if the
They
criminals,
are lawful.
if the criminals, everybody know it is a fact who the criminals are and who they are perpetuating the crime on. If you want to put your head in, bury your head in the sand, that is you. That is facts. So whosoever come in your property, all you sharpen all your poya once this bill pass, sharpen all your poya, have your golf club, have your kettle with some hot water, burn them, throw the hot water on them. I say do anything that is possible to defend yourself, at least without being stupid too and putting your life at risk. Because you want to play hero. But you gotta watch the circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Once they come in your compound, and they come in towards your door and they're uninvited, you know what they're coming to do.
Deal with them. Ask questions later.
Deal with them. And then call Richard. In case they lay any charge on you, Richard will get you off. So you have no problem there.
I don't know about that.
You know about that?
My phone is off.
In the night it is be off. Good going, man. Oh, by the way, let's tell you about the expo we're having on from the 19th to the 24th. The Grand Expo 19th to the 24th of December. So right now, from my last count, I think this says about 75 or 80 tents. There are still some 10 by 10. So you can call 663-4762 and book your tents. All right, we have a caller on the line. Hello, good night, caller.
Yes, hello, pleasant good night.
Good night.
Yes, with the present government we have and the last regime, if the present government was to do like the last regime, then the country would have run better.
Go ahead.
Nice, because what happened with our prime minister is trying to bring the country to a state where everybody will live in peace and every single thing. But at least it have people outside here objecting everything that she does. Because you know why? It is in their garden.
Correct. Correct, caller.
Nice. So this government have to do what the last regime did. Anybody speaking any harsh things about them, lock them up.
Once once they speak within the law, they don't have to worry.
Correct.
But anything outside of that, we have the relevant persons to take action once a complaint is lodged, as the case might be.
Correct.
Yeah,
Right.
but what happened? They have too much liberty to speak what they want, and what happened? Like they have facts. What is speaking? If they have facts, bring it out. Let the public see. They have the facts. But when they have paper in their hand and holding it and slinging it all over the air,
well,
nice. You don't know where it's having it.
You remember, caller, the former prime minister said the facts they have is FAX.
Yeah, that facts are like a.
They don't have FACTS. So.
Yes, sir. I was a former police officer, you know, and I could, the law is terrible.
Yeah, well, remember too, we had to deal with some of them policemen who encouraging all this lackness too. Remember that?
Oh, it's too much of them. You have to deal with that. You have to deal with the whole system.
All right, you see that? So you see, you inside and you was inside and you know what happened, man. And I'm sure that is about 10, 15 years ago you're talking about.
Nah, you know, start to talk. I was in Randall Burrows days.
Oh, good. Wait now, you are about 93 then?
I owe like the road.
What you say you was there since when?
Randy Burrows, boy.
He was commissioner.
All right, caller, thank you. I think we reached the time where we have to kind of wind up.
Yeah.
So thank you for your contribution. All right, Richard. So all I want to say is I hope this home invasion bill go through all the processes and it is ascended by the president. That to be ascended by the president, correct?
Yes.
And let's put it forward. And people always just be careful. You know, just be careful. You still have to be careful, even though you have a law that is passed. Make sure you secure your house. Don't make it easy access for anybody.
Correct. Yeah.
And let's watch and see what could happen from here.
And remember we had a caller who talked about what if I'm gonna kidnap somebody and I bring him in my house and I tie him up and I deal with him home. Yeah, the law doesn't protect that kind of behavior. Okay, that's still kidnapping. All right, that's still murder. And the law is if you are safely in your house, in your dwelling, and somebody offends you or seeks to offend your family's safety and personal space, then by all means, light up, chop up, boil up, beat up. What's the other one?
That legal.
Yeah.
All right.
Feed them. What you say? You're gonna feed them some fish with plenty bones, so you can chuck them out.
All right. Your closing comments already made it.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us once again. Another Wednesday.
Let them know we might have a live.
No, we'll run it Wednesday. Yeah, one of our technical support staff has an engagement next week Wednesday, so we may either run the show on Thursday, or we may pre-record the show on Tuesday and air it on Wednesday. In the latter option, of course, we will not be taking calls. But if we do on a Thursday, well, then we will be taking calls.
All right. So if there's anything, we'll see you next week, but we'll let you know what day it is.
Yeah, you'll see us.
Okay. All the best and be safe outside there.
I know I'm waiting for something to happen.